Hey everybody, this is Sara from UWL Admissions. I'm here today with Kaylie and Megan, and we are going to tackle some of the questions that we hear from our prospective students. So we also have the unique perspective of being UWL employees as well as alums. So we'll give you our input and try to guide you as best we can. But Kaylie, you want to get us started?
Definitely. Hello, everybody. My name is Kaylie Connedy. I'm one of the admissions counselors here at UW La Crosse. I did attend UW La Crosse for both my undergraduate degree and my graduate degree. My undergraduate degree is in psychology with a minor in at-risk child and youth care, and my master's degree is in student affairs administration. So one of the main questions that we get is, are professors accessible? And the answer is yes. Our average class size has actually consistently been around 28, 29 students. And this is one of the biggest factors, at least for me, when I was going through the college search process. In high school, I was definitely very shy. I hated public speaking. Like, I would get in front of a classroom and I would visibly shake. My face would turn red. I would sweat. It was just not pretty to look at. And so I knew that was a huge factor in choosing a college because I did have questions, but I was not going to raise my hand in front of a lecture hall of 100 to 200 people. So that was one of my biggest factors, but professors really give you that one-on-one attention and you don't feel like another number in the classroom. To this day, I'll walk across campus and professors will still remember my name, even if I only had them one time, which I think is pretty special.
Megan, did you ever go visit your professors during their office hours and stuff?
Oh yeah, like I think my advisor in social I hardly ever saw because I just like saw someone else all the time. So I always tell people, like, even if you just hit it off with someone, go see them all the time. Just like go to office hours and talk and get to know them. Like that's the important thing, I think.
Yeah, I definitely used them too. I mean, in the English program, right, you need a lot of feedback on your writing and stuff. So I spent a lot of time like with my professors, just like sitting down, going over my work, getting some input. And I mean, that's really that like personalized experience you don't get if you don't take advantage of that. So
yeah,
cool.
Awesome. Next question. A lot of students are wondering about bringing a car to campus. And so if you do not plan to bring a car to campus, how do you get around town and how do you get home? So we actually suggest, at least in the admissions office, not to bring your car your first year, just because it is about $190 or so for the academic year. And so the city bus is actually included in your tuition. And so if you don't bring a car, you can take the city bus to the mall, to Target. And yes, we have a Target. I get that question all the time. If you need to get to Henderson or Mayo. What was that?
It's important.
It is important. Yeah, it's my favorite sport. Target. But if you need to get to like Festival Foods for grocery shopping, anywhere in La Crosse, the city bus will take you there. In terms of going home, most students do stay on the weekends, but if you do need to go home, the rideshare system is probably the most popular and least expensive. That's definitely what I used. I'm originally from the Madison area, and so on the rideshare system, students that did have a car on campus would post on that rideshare, I guess, website, and they would say, hey, I'm from the Madison area, I'm leaving on Friday at like 4 o'clock. Let me know if you need a ride. And so I would just pitch in for gas. You make a new friend. And it's a pretty inexpensive way to get home. Otherwise, we do have both the Greyhound and the Badger bus lines, as well as an airport and the Amtrak train system as well.
You know, I think that's gotten a lot more sophisticated since when we were like in college. I feel like rideshare used to be like a sheet on a bulletin board, and then you have to like pull a name off and then try to call that person. And
I don't believe you at all.
What? For real?
Are you serious?
Yeah.
It wasn't even online. It's online now, guys. It's online.
Okay. Don't worry, things have improved. All right, Megan, what do you got for us?
All right. Hi, everyone. My name is Megan Gussie. I work in the Student Support Services Office as the advising coordinator. I also did my undergrad here in sociology with a minor in criminal justice and my grad work in education and student affairs administration. Something we see a lot in our office is students coming in that are really sure about what they want to do. And then after a semester or two, they realize that like they're not getting good enough grades in those classes, or they realize they just don't like it and they have to switch. And that can be really hard for someone that's had been set on like a pre-med path since they were 5 years old. But just know that is a completely normal thing. I hardly know anyone who came in and graduated with the same major. Me personally, I came in ESS pre-physical therapy.
Megan, are you frozen?
Okay.
All right, we're back.
Okay. Oh yeah, what I was saying. I came from a really small high school, which I think a lot of our students sometimes do. And so you aren't exposed to a lot of different majors that you could potentially have here. So again, I think that's another reason why it's okay to like keep an open mind. And again, take your gen eds. And if you happen to change, that's okay. And again, if you need help having those conversations with family and friends, because a lot of times my family was like, you were going to be a physical therapist and now you're sociology. Like, what does that mean? So I was like, yeah. But I figured it out. But that's the thing is like people are around to help you have those conversations. So don't freak out if you like majorly change your plans.
Yeah, I actually changed my major 4 different times. And I studied abroad and I still graduated in 4 years. So it is doable. I always kind of laugh because I came in as biomedical science.
Oh my gosh.
I hate biology. So I don't know why I did
all
that.
The time. We see it all the time.
Yes. Yeah, but it's easy to change your major. I ended up figuring out actually what I wanted to do kind of nearing the end of my junior year in college. And so if you're around students and you think that everybody knows exactly what they want to do, they don't. They definitely don't.
I also changed my major. I think the one I finished on was my third one.
Yeah.
And I also finished in 4 years, so that's pretty lucky. Yeah, you can definitely do it. And, you know, in my path was more like I started in communications because I liked like writing and all that kind of stuff. But then I wondered, well, what do you do with that when you're done? And then I thought, well, I guess those people are teachers. And then, so I started the education program. And by the time I was halfway through my junior year, I said, yep, I don't think this is for me either. And so, I mean, that's completely normal. Like Megan said, that happens to everybody. And we're like pretty functional adults now, right? I mean, we made it through. So you'll be just fine. No worries there.
Okay, my second question, this is something we see a lot too, that sometimes people come in with a lot of anxiety, is how do I make friends, especially if I don't get along with my roommate? And just to like kind of ease the anxiety, I had a random roommate. We're still like super good friends to this day. So just know that even if you have to have a random one, it still works out. But a lot of times if you don't get along with your roommate, it can be like pretty anxiety producing, like how do I go make friends? And I tell you, like the first couple weeks, the halls put on a ton of different activities. So I cannot stress this enough, join the activities. Like I know when I was a freshman, I was like too cool to do that kind of stuff. And like, just do it. Everyone does. But sometimes it's uncomfortable, but you just have to put yourself out there more than you might normally. And that means, you know, sitting in the common areas in your res halls to like work on stuff, or again, asking people if they want to go to lunch or to dinner, which again, sometimes isn't easy for people, but sometimes you have to do that. Another big thing is, again, join intramurals, join clubs on campus. There are clubs for everyone out there, I promise. And again, in the first couple weeks, they have Involvement Fest on campus, which has all of the clubs. So you can go and find something, again, for everyone. Another thing that I made good friends on was when I worked on campus. So I know I had some really good friends from working. I know some of my roommates met some of their best friends through their off-campus work. So again, sometimes getting a job on or off campus, which again, there's a lot of them out there for college students, is another really good way to meet people. And rest assured, I have not run into anyone that never made any friends. So while it might feel like that in the beginning, like I promise you, you will meet your people.
Mm-hmm.
Megan and I were friends when we were undergrads. I mean, we're still friends.
We played sports against each other in high school. So we were kind of like enemy friends at first, but then we were like, yeah, that doesn't matter. So we can be friends.
But here we are. It's like 10 years later. We're still friends.
Yeah.
So it will all work out. But yeah, there's lots of great opportunities for sure. This is one that we hear sometimes too. What is the food like on campus? And you know, I am like a professional snacker, so I feel like I'm the right person to answer this. But there's lots of options. There's various meal plans that students can purchase. There's like a cafeteria style Whitney Dining Center. For me personally, I work in the student union. There is an Einstein Bagels there. That's a major problem for me. It's too good, and they serve caribou coffee, which we love that. Yeah. But yeah, there's lots of options on campus. There's you're not going to get sick of what we offer. So that's not something I tell like students to worry about. You'll find something that you like, and if you don't, I mean, when you move off campus, you can learn how to cook, right? You can learn how to make some mac and cheese, and and yeah. So I mean, we also have an Herberts and Gerberts. That's another one that's a problem for me. That one's pretty good. The line is always like super long at lunch, so I'm like sneaking down there, like trying to get a sandwich at like 10:30 a.m. So, but all right, well, that's what we have for you today. If you guys have any extra questions, you can email us at admissions@uwlax.edu. Thanks.
Bye.
Bye-bye.